So it's interesting that we've talked about it plenty of times on the show that a lot of folks, they're focused on podcasting to the audiences, but it seemed like your focus was more on who the guests were and right building your network that way. Is that still the case today, or has your podcast evolved from that first iteration?
No, it is. And so it's a great way to meet people, make connections. And what I did is the first season, I only interviewed Romanian startup founders. And so I built a good network here in Romania. And I didn't know if I was going to continue podcasting, but I enjoyed it so much. I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I did a different country here in Europe every season? And that's what I did. So one season was Lithuania. Another season was the Netherlands. Another one was like Bulgaria and the UK. And the great thing about this is that whenever I go to these places, I know people who can show me around like a local. So it's a great way, not just to build relationships and connections, but also tour guides, right? Tour guides. That's the other reason I do it. But yeah, that's the main reason. And then about, I guess last year, I thought, how can I monetize my show? And I was only getting maybe a few hundred downloads a month. And I started researching Spotify and some other large ad networks, but they didn't want me, Matthew, because I wasn't doing like 10,000 downloads or more a month. And because I was in the B2B space, I knew my audience was valuable. I knew they work at tech companies and they're deciding what tools they should be using for their companies. And so I approached other B2B podcasters in the space and said, hey, I think we're in the same position here. There's no risk to you, but what if I were to pitch us like as a group sponsorship package to potential advertisers, and maybe it's additional revenue for you, and just see where it goes. And there was a lot of people that were like, yeah, sure, why not? And that's how B2B Pod Pros was formed. So that happened about a year ago, more or less.